might notice that I am very tired today, and that I seem a little stressed, and that I'm a little bit soft-spoken. Today's video is going to be a walk down memory lane. For all of you OG subscribers who have been there since the beginning, this is an artist's year in review. I've been drawing since I was 7 years old. I never said at 7 that I was talented. In fact, I don't have any of those pieces to show you. I ended up burning all of them in embarrassment. I mean, that is after I started getting good. I started out small, did My Little Pony drawings, never took off the guidelines. It's a story of success, how the heck I made it here. Considering it took me months and months and months of nightly practice. And by months, I really do mean months. It started out with the day I got my first large set of pencils. This is the only drawing that I have from that time. I drew this. This took me 2 nights and approximately 2 hours. I was only up for a night and an hour because I had school the next day and I was a 4th grader. No, I wasn't even a 4th grader. I was just going into the 4th grade. I got my first sketchbook for my birthday around December of 2018. This was my life at that time. It still is to this day, my life.
Some of her absolute best drawings are in that book.
This is my little sister. She's going to be joining us for this video. This was the first thing I drew in there. Does that look anything like how I draw today? No. It took me months and months and months of this.
Until she finally improves.
Or this.
Minecraft.
Lila, can you be quiet? I make commentary only when I tell you to, okay? Or this. I drew wedding dresses for a really long time. I wasn't talented. I never said I was talented. And shading practice. And fusions. And it took me months. Eventually, I stopped. For a year. A year, no more of this drawing crap that I did. My best friend gave me this set. And then I started actually drawing again. This was in the summer of 4th grade. In my summer camp, where I had nothing to do. For most of the 8 hours we were there. Slowly, never drew humans, but I drew the stuff in the lobby, the front area, the rink. I drew everything I could there. I just stuck with that. I never said it was ever good. It took me a fairly long time to do all this stuff. And I did it mostly because I was bored.
I promise you will get better.
And then I stopped for another month. Why? Because I had accidentally left my sketchbook in the water. Or I had left my sketchbook in a bag with water in it. And the entire cover and sidebinder fell off. Hence why
it is covered in glittery tape.
It's covered in black duct tape. Then I started over again. I had just started the anime Naruto. And I mean just started it. I was starting the Junior Exams arc. And I felt like, hey, this might be a great idea. Like, by starting the Junior Exams arc, I meant I sat there for 4 days watching it. At this time, the only materials I had were the starter stuff that I have in my room. I can't even find that starter stuff to this day. I think I kept it in a pencil case up there. But technically, all I had was this and the colored pencils that set had. Well, now you would think this is nothing, that this took me forever. I wrote notes in cursive on here. I've changed. This was my first drawing. It was originally a picture of Hitachi, but I hadn't gotten that skill yet, so I had to change it. Then we had my second picture ever, in this that I did well in this sketchbook. To this day, he is still one of my best ever drawings. Not this one, but another. I had colored all of these drawings in watercolor pencil and then blended them, mind you. I'm not sure if the paper was ever really thick enough for that,
At the end of the book, Data is so good and it's fully shaded.
Well, if you're going to make commentary, please make it very mature and low-voiced and, like, kind of emo, like I'm doing right now.
Okay.
This was one of my best drawings for a really long time. The shading I did on my hair, I still am impressed with to this day, considering where I was and how I did that. I'll never know. At this point, I had started experimenting with the watercolor, and all of that black and blue was done in watercolor pencil. I had sort of mixed it with a lot of water, and I made it a very thick paste. I have a really, really terrible paint in here. I'm not going to show you guys that one. I do skip through a fair amount of my drawings in here because they were very bad. And it's not like I'm not afraid. It's not like I'm afraid to show you. I showed you some really bad stuff earlier. It's just that some of this is just very stupid concepts that I never really liked. And then came the day where I finally got to the point where I could draw Itachi correctly. Over that course of time, it was, I'm not going to lie to you, it was probably about maybe a month of drawings that it took me to get to that point. It didn't stop there.
Yeah.
It never stopped. It didn't stop to this day. Then I made a bit of a breakthrough, and I had gotten good enough to do this. Which the coloring and the hair and the face is still one of my favorites in this book. This book is filled with a lot of stuff in it, so mind you when I say one of my favorites in this book. Then I made the mistake of drawing Sasori's eyes way too wide. But that is a bit of a success story that I'll show you a little bit later. Drew Asuma. At this point, my eye style was still mainly Naruto. I had a bit of my own in there. It was like one shine in the lower right corner for each eye, and then a small pupil. And then whatever the shape of the eyes that the main character, or the subject of the drawing was. I had drawn a lot of themed stuff, but then I did this. This is still one of my favorites. It's so adorable. It's some Naruto and Gaara, who I loved the tailed beasts at that point in time. I still actually do have them memorized. This was when we were on our Disney vacation. Most of this was on our Disney vacation, actually. These next, about 7 drawings, about a week. I tried gender bend drawings of every character there was out there. I was going through a phase. Very strange phase, mind you. I watched a lot of tutorials, never stuff I was really super proud of. But then I did this while I was there. Not when we got home, I did this, actually. And then I did something on the plane, or maybe... No, what did I do on the plane? I was trying to teach Lila on the plane, actually.
Yeah, it didn't really
And on
work.
the plane home, I drew this. Mind you, this is a 3-hour flight home from Florida. It's far away for us.
Very.
I learned trying to draw a perspective. I tried to draw a target, and it couldn't. It never worked. And then I did a little bit better nose shading. Progressing on, did Shisui. I never lined any of these drawings, just so you know. I did not have these in my possession, but I did have a 48-pack of glitter pens, which I later used to line my drawings because I'd try using things like Sharpie, but that would bleed, and I didn't want it to bleed because I like my drawings. Then we had another really good one. My camera will never focus on any of it. It was Sasuke, which I'm still very proud of to this day. Some of the stuff I did, I crammed in just because I had to draw for the night. Like, I was that serious about it. Another one of my breakthrough drawings, this one I think I considered my second or third best for a very long time. It's been surpassed as of this year, but this was 2018. It's been a long time since I've started drawing.
And this is when it gets good.
This is when I start making a ton of breakthroughs. This was actually, I think this was Christmas Day, or the day after Christmas. I was doing this in the car on my way to my aunt's Christmas dinner. It took me about an hour. I'd drawn a lot of Christmas-themed stuff for no reason, just because I could. All of this was Christmas Eve, mind you. I think that other one I dated it, and I think it said something of Christmas time. I'd messed around doing perspective art. That's an 8-person perspective. One that I'm still pretty glad I did. Did a little bit more shading on my drawings. Picture of Madara. And if you're wondering what I get my reference photos from, I got her from the crappiest little picture thing ever. A Kindle Voyage. All black and white. Incredibly slow. That, my friend, was a feat. I had done some very, very meany drawings.
And this is the best drawing.
It happened. The second best drawing I've ever done. Mind you, as I say second. If you've been watching my videos a long time, you know that for a very long time, this was my first best drawing. Let me tell you, on the 26th of November, I passed it up. And you'll see that in my latest sketchbook, which we still have to go over in a little bit. This was the 21st. It says 21st. I know it wasn't 21st. This was more like the 22nd, 27th, maybe. It says the 21st. This was not the 21st. Because I wasn't skipping around like I typically do. I wasn't skipping around.
And now every year she does something, try to be better than her last best shading drawing ever.
Every year, every time I draw, I try and do that. Just so you know. This was my attempt at Hokage Naruto, which I was actually pretty proud of. The reference, I was using the same brand reference or the same artist reference. So I think there's these ASMR videos that are pencil drawing. I got the date or a picture from there. But I did actually tweak it. This is the thing. I tweaked it. And I made it my own. This was my first drawing with my new pencils. This is Conan. This was my first drawing with the new pencils that I had, the Arteza pencils, which I used for a year before I finally passed them up very recently for a 72 pack of Prismacolors. Oh my god, thank you so much, Claire. My friend gave it to me for my birthday.
And now I have the Arteza.
Lila has the Arteza now. This is Minato Namikaze. This is still one of my favorite colored drawings in this book. I was actually originally going to color Datara, but I decided it was too good, and I wouldn't do that to myself. I don't know when exactly I drew this. I stopped dating them as of around now, but the shading and the whirlwinds, I'm still pretty proud of. Actually, no, I did date this one. It was the 26th. I drew, all of these are dated incorrectly. Oh, no, they're not actually dated incorrectly. I drew this on the 26th. I was reading it backwards. I have manga brain. I'm reading it backwards. My own sketchbook backwards. I tried realism and failed. Realism was never my forte. And it is still not my forte. It is her forte.
Yes, I'm really good at drawing trees.
She's an incredible realism artist, my little sis. This was probably my best fine-lined drawing of the time. I've gotten much better than this. But I really liked it for a while, actually. And it was just kind of simple. So, I liked it. And mind you, this entire thing is Naruto drawings. This entire half of the sketchbook that I have. This was Kakuzu. I don't know why I drew him. I just felt like drawing him. I think I probably was at that point where I thought that I had equal drawings. I drew the same 4 characters. This was my Baby Gaara drawing, which I later translated into pencil with my Artezas. I don't know where that one is. I think it's somewhere in the pile. I had a loose sketchbook for a very long time. This was the phase where I started outlining my drawings on a separate piece of paper. I got my second sketchbook, which was rippable, and I would put it on my wall. I had this thing where I'd trace it in black pen, glitter pen, mind you, write over it on a separate sheet of thinner paper, color it, and then stick it on my wall if I didn't think that I wanted it colored. I'm serious. I did this for, I don't know, as far back as the sketchbook goes. I tried drawing all the Jinchuriki, all blacked, trust me. And then I was at my friend's house, and I drew Sasori one night. Compared to this was like a miracle. That was at the time where I could still fit my entire artist's notebooks and everything in one bag. It took me 2 trips down the stairs to get all of my artist stuff that I'm about to show you later. I drew Itachi. My shading got gradually better. And by gradually, I mean this was originally a Photoshop drawing, or Adobe Photoshop, where people create stuff like with painting. And it was hard to tell. I have this in ink form later on, but this was I think this is what I call an accidental shading drawing, where like my block shading starts looking really good. That's almost as far as back as it goes. I did a lot of fail drawings. I drew this, the other one that I translated later into ink markers, which I also got, which are also Arteza brand, which I still do use to this day. They're very, very useful, let me tell you. I love them. I drew a lot of Boruto stuff at this time because I still thought it was a good anime. And then I found stuff like Blue Exorcist, and then I still keep wanting to rewatch Naruto. It's pretty great. And then this was the day I finally finished this book. Put it to rest, just for show. This was... the second I finished this, I was like, man, it's been a while. It's 9 characters, 9 different styles. 2 of which I didn't know I'd be adopting later. Dun dun dun. Now, we get to see what happened in my old Strathmore book. This was the second book I had. I found the exact same sketchbook, I mean, of course, a blank one, at Michael's, and I love it. Can you show me those, like, free papers?
She's also been making me, like, bleach characters, and I've hung them up on my wall.
I've made so many drawings that I can't even keep them in my own room anymore. I'm kidding, no, I can. I have... Excuse my barking dogs. My dad's home.
Welcome home.
This is when I first got my new markers. I swatched all of these ones. If you're not supposed to see that, if you're wondering, no, I was just shoving my hand up and down the paper. This part is filled with mostly fail drawings, because I'm going backwards again. I'd actually started the opposite way. Either started the opposite way, or I ripped out half my drawing. Which I did. I ripped out half my drawings in here. This is when I became a Bleach fangirl. This I still think is one of my best sketchbooks to this day.
Her favorite character is Rukia.
My favorite character is still Rukia Kuchiki of Bleach. This is when I finally... No, I didn't have my fine liners yet. I did a lot of this fine lining in Sharpie. Madarachi. This one took me a long time because I was trying to figure out where the heck the Hashira on the face sat on him. And the hair is just a whole other level. I started actually doing full body stuff, doing muscles at that point in time. This is my second favorite character, Toshiro Hitsugaya of Bleach. Why? Because midget power. I am 4'9", height expectancy 5'1". I'm small.
I am tiny child.
She's not. She's got a higher height expectancy than me, but that's just because she's younger and we don't know yet. This is one of your Michi Cohen. If you notice all of that marking, that is because I had just started getting my new Copic markers. I'm skipping over all the Naruto ones for this, and I'm going to do them later. I'm going to do them after I finish all the Bleach ones. I just entered my Bleach fangirl phase, and I have an entire notebook that is just Bleach. An entire sketchbook, 100 pages, all of which I used. Grimjo versus Biora, shading like no other, but the shading ended up fading because I didn't fine line it, unlike I should have. I still try to this day to fine line all of my drawings. I did one Arapara. I think at this point we weren't on vacation yet, but we were probably... I go on a fair amount of vacations in the summer, so this was probably a little after December. This is probably January through March of 2019. Was this sketchbook? Yeah, I have some really old stuff from Easter in here, from around the time of Easter. Did one in Shuhei Hisagi. It didn't look great. And I attempted my first ever real art. When I finally bring it home at the end of the year, my art class had us do a realism unit. And mine, in the end, turned out incredible. I loved it. And I still do. I haven't seen it in a while, because I finished my art unit last quarter. But then I started watching Fullmetal Alchemist for like a day. I still love this drawing. I did it in 3 different mediums. I did it original. Yeah, because this is after Easter. I have the fine liners for this. I did fine lining for this. I did it in pencil, and then I did it in my Copic markers, or my fake Copic markers.
I still remember sitting outside with you watching that drawing.
Yeah, Lila was there with me every second of the way when I was drawing. And for all people who have, when I finally published this music video, not music video, I didn't sing, a video of my music throughout the years, this was when I first started entering my rock phase. I listen to music all the time, actually. I had tried to draw several of this theme. This is my first successful one. I was like, why the heck does this feel so weird? My jeans are rolled up. My jeans are rolled funny. I'd often try doing a lot of pear stuff. Then if you look close enough, you realize that the marker is starting to fail. That's because I drew so many shinigami from each that my marker started breaking. It's, to this day, dead, and it's hers now. It's not my problem anymore. If you're wondering, why the heck did you give away perfectly good fake Copics? I have real ones now. Christmas was a blast. I'm going to say that.
Real Copics.
I'd started drawing next-gen stuff, which I'm not going to show you. I did a really good one out of Shimari. I don't need to show that. And then at the end, it started faltering into my old MJ stuff. But that's just the ones that are still connected to this book. Many of these drawings, these are all Naruto drawings in this little stack. Maybe a couple of MHA, BHA. Were in between the bleach phase, or before the bleach phase. So this was more like my January stuff. Little Gara. Don't notice these marks up here. They're something spilled on them. This was part of my bleach, but it was one of the ones I ripped out for I don't know what reason. You saw this in the sketchbook earlier. This was before, this is pre-Copic. If it's bleach, it's post. If it's Naruto, it's pre. With the water markers, if you mind getting those. These are Teza markers, which I still love to this day, actually. I'm getting better at the medium. Month by month, I'm getting better at the medium. This was a Copic drawing, one of my first ones, actually. No. I was doing this with Amanda. Oh, I drew that with Amanda. And I did a really, good, Yagami. This is one of the best drawings I've done of him. I'm not very good at drawing him, just so you know. This, another Madara, except he looks like Bob Marley. I still do think that is my drawing sometimes, what they look like. The scene where Rin dies in Naruto, Obito and Kakashi. Obito with the long hair looks so strange. People, whenever I show them that, are like, why is he bleeding from the eye? And I'm like, you'd have to watch Naruto to find out. Because I'm not going into Uchiha physics. No, not today. This was one of my best drawings that I did inked. This was with the water markers. I don't know where or when that I did this. I didn't date it. Of course I didn't date it. I never do. I keep forgetting to. This was post-Copic, and it was Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! I tried out chisel tips for efficiency. They were not great for appearance. This is with my water markers. This is Luffy. It looks like Ace. It's Lucy. It's Luffy. This was when I started getting into MHA drawings, which was for a very short period of time. I don't like drawing MHA or BHA at all. Todoroki. Which I loved doing the watercolor for his burn. I think it was really cool. But otherwise, I'll never do that again. This was Madara vs. Hashirama. I did this because I was, I don't know what, semi-grounded? We don't really get grounded in this family, so. Actually, this is one of my first drawings of Sasuke from the, this is pre-Black Book, which is the duct tape book. I call it Black Book sometimes. This is one of Minato. This is, I think, one of my favorite colored drawings, ever. I loved this thing so much. This is with the Artezas, which are wax pencils, but they work really, really well. They work, they work really, really well if you make them work really, really well. Sometimes by strokes of luck, I'd give good. Shading, another shaded pane done with the Artezas. His face looks a little chub now that I look at it, but he looks fine. Again, this is all my January stuff. Yeah, it's hard to think that was almost a year ago. This is the colored version of Gara. I still love this drawing so much, because this was pre-Copic. Actually, no, is that the glitter pen? No, that's Sharpie. No, it's pre-Copic, pre-fine liner as well. Another couple of the bleach style, the ones with the bleach, Deku. They got Ichigo, Deku, Goku, Luffy, and Naruto. Another one of the good drawings. I'm going to put all of this to the side so I can put it away easier later. Super Saiyan Goku. I bet this is impressive.
Buff guy.
Lila's singing Bad Guy right now. She's great. This was the first day of my Copics. This took me 4 hours. Which in my time, well, for everyone, it's a sixth of the day. For me, it feels like a lot more than the sixth of the day. Because I think I did it on a weekend, and I sleep a lot.
Like a lot.
I slept until 12 today. This, Todoroki, is one of my favorite colored MHA drawings I've done ever. I don't even remember many colored MHA drawings, or MHA drawings at all, so. Kirishima, not much to be said about it. Not one of my favorites, really. Yagura, this one is, I think, one of my best. Watermarker discovery, like these type of drawings. I just think it looks good. I like the color scheme a lot. That marker, I think actually one of my markers blew up inside the bag I was holding him in, so I think that might have been that one, or it might have been a gel pen, I'm not sure. This is the one good Deku drawing that I've actually gotten over all of my time. I tried fine lining it, but this marker can't be dulled down, even if I put water in it. The skin tone. So I decided to refrain from using the skin tone. And now I just color the skin tone in. This is Uraraka, which I liked her at the time, and then I stopped liking her when she became a fangirl. Same with Sakura. Here, Lie, do you mind putting that back for a second? Where's my next one? It's the top one. It's the top one. Here it is. This was my drawing pad. This is my third sketchbook, which I think I actually went out and bought myself. Whatever, that didn't happen. I've gone through 4 of them. I'm almost on the current one I'm on, which is very similar to this, but I have several others that are blank. This is the Excel Recycled drawing pad, not a sketch pad, a drawing pad. This was only 60 sheets. It was far fewer than my other one. And at this point, it was during the summer. This was all through, this was like from April through August, I think this one was. A lot of realism stuff I did at my friend's house. We were sleeping over for a couple nights. My parents were out of town. A lot of character concept stuff, which I'm not going to get into. Bleach character concepts at this point. Entirely Bleach character concepts. I loved doing those.
At this point in time, she was like a full-on fangirl about Bleach. Just
at the original anime. Time, that was all I did, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Was one of my worst books. I didn't like this one as much as I do my others. Like, I did a couple of Bleach, like, that's the 3 main villains. It doesn't look great. Mostly because I did a lot of this on the turf fields of my summer camp. Yeah, I think this book started Memorial Day weekend and ended Labor Day weekend, exactly. So, Rukia, again, colored and drawn 100% at my summer camp. So at this point, it's been 2 years since the original sketchbook. It's actually been a year since the original. Like, since the original drawings. And several since I started drawing. How many? I'm not going to say. I'm not letting you all do the math and reveal my age. I didn't do anything really good up at this point. I always brought my Copics and my Artezas with me. This was how I met my favorite camp counselor. She was looking over my shoulder, asked, 5 seconds later I hear a squeal. And the rest is history. Me and my friend were doing an OC's challenge. She gave me some artwork tips. Go sub to her. I think she's on YouTube as Annex Gotcha. She's awesome. She drew this for me. I did not draw that. We have completely different styles. She's an artist, though. I have a lot of my character concepts back here. OC character concepts. This book was really just full of character concepts. It wasn't anything noteworthy. And my friend drew the thing on the back, don't ask. This, I did at the pool. I think the day I forgot my friend's birthday. Oh my god. Alexis, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm so freaking sorry. I got cut up with camp, and I couldn't remember what I was doing. Okay, at this point, it's during July. I'm trying out new character styles, and none of them are working quite well. And then I got to this point, which was actually one of my better points, Ukiora. I still can't say that right. Don't ask me. I got one of Ukiora and Grimjo playing Mario Kart, which is not fine-lined and is not in any way good. This is around the time where we did my room. It was bright pink, now it's black. I tried the 100 different styles challenge, or like the 60 different styles challenge. I got through about 2 of them before I failed. 2. And those are the 2 that I finally tried drawing Jiro, didn't look great. Tried drawing more bleach, didn't look great. My friend tried drawing a crocodile. Actually, it looks fine. It looks better than half of the stuff that I have in this book. More concepts. Literally, I was like, and you get a character concept, and you get a character concept, and you get a character concept. That was how I was. This was from my poster that is currently on my wall. This is my first anime poster. And of course, I went in my new room. It looks great. It's still up there, and it has the OG Binache logo, the yellow one versus the red one. I love it. Tried drawing Tamaki. I'd started reading the manga all over again. And I actually didn't ever finish this book. I do have one free one from this book, though. Overall, I think this was my worst book. The third book I did. It was all character concepts, and since it was done during the summer, I was very lazy. But I came up with one great drawing from this. Full ink, full color. Everyone's final releases from the War Arc of Bleach. I finished reading it in the manga. I love this drawing so much. I don't even have words. I love this thing so much. Like, seriously, it looks great. Probably one of my best Bleach drawings to this day.
Best colored in drawing.
My best drawing from that book. That book, I was so bad in it. I was incredibly bad. And that was all COVID. My fake comics. I'm trying to distinguish which ones are my used books versus the not used. Then I haven't used these 2 books. I have this. It's a custom one from my best friend. Well, they're both from my best friends, actually. This is from Casual Galaxy on YouTube. Go check him out. Birthday gift of mine. He wasn't in there he wasn't at the party to actually give it to me, so he gave it to me during school. Which was so freaking heartwarming. It was so adorable. Well, not really adorable, but it was so kind that, melts my heart. Then this one. I don't know how big this is. It's 50. Oh, doesn't that mean pounds? This is not 50 pounds. But maybe 50-pound paper. This is a really big book. This is my head for scale. It's my entire torso sitting. That's how big this book is. It's super tall. It's probably about maybe 18 inches, 2 feet tall. This is for when I do big stuff. I haven't started using it yet. I don't do too big of stuff right now. This is my book that I bought myself. I think around September. It's almost full and it's December. I don't draw nightly anymore. About maybe 9 months in, I stopped drawing nightly. I didn't have the time anymore. Around the summer, I stopped drawing nightly pretty much. This is Mikasa Ackerman. I had gotten a new set of pencils. They're They were Prismacolor equivalent pencils, but they weren't as good, so I don't use them as much. But they're like kind of pastel-y, and they're really actually kind of nice. They were pretty good for teaching me how to use Prismacolors. Yori, being a sassy butt face again. You know, one of my better bleach drawings that I did. And you'll see in this book I venture out of the bleach phase because I'm like, screw it, I haven't drawn Naruto in months. I haven't drawn Naruto in months. It doesn't look like I didn't draw him for months. I did that one day at camp. This is a mix of my Artezas and my other pencils. Actually, I'm going backwards in this book. This book, I've used both sides almost equally, so it's like hard to find which part's which. This is one of my best in this book. I love this one so much. Like the arc marks, and it's really just cute. A book I have to keep flipping over. More character concepts. I hate doing character concepts now. They embarrass me. Another Naruto. I did this on vacation, so this was August. Actually, this was the start of August. Or no, this was the end of August, start of September. This Nani from One Piece, holding up a sack of fat cash, because that's what she does. Created my current OC's character concept in here. I'm not going to show that. I don't need to. Again, on vacation I tried to draw a lot because I didn't really want to sit in front of my computer all the time. I mean, I did, but like, you get what I mean.
Not like melting your brain and then like you're off track every second.
Tried to do realism and it didn't look so hot. It looks like I'm laying, like, sitting awkwardly. It's a very strange picture. Lots of other very strange stuff. A long-term project that I never did really get around to finishing. Seriously, I don't end up finishing a fair amount of my drawings.
During the summertime this year, she was doing this entire made-up series of anime characters that she drew.
They never picked up off the ground. The idea never left my head. Let's just say that. So I did an L and Nico. For anyone who reads / has seen the movies, if you've read the third book of Percy Jackson, you know who Nico D'Angelo is. I draw him a lot. I drew him once in that book. Then I took a break for probably 2-3 months. I didn't draw very much at all in that time. It was back to school season. I was exhausted. I didn't want to. Here is my one from the previous tutorial drawing video, Itachi Uchiha, his death scene. Oh my god, it's still crying over that scene. My god.
Weren't you, like, working on that drawing when we were going to the park?
Yeah, whenever I go outside, I don't like going outside much. I'm an indoorsy person.
Our parents told us to do it one day.
But whenever I go out or somewhere, I always bring my sketchbook. So I was drawing Itachi and his crows. Yes, that is something that I found online, which is graphic design, which I'm not very good with, so I just brought it back to what I was doing. Then the day came. The day I did this. This is my best ever drawing. Sasuke vs. Naruto, Final Valley. This is somebody's Facebook profile. And for some reason, whenever I look up stuff, people's profile pictures comes up and it's stupid. But, my best drawing ever. That is not stupid. I didn't even do any. I used 100% mechanical pencil for that, and I'm never doing anything else with it. Like
the day she beat Deidara.
I have a couple of. I got one at Gara. I did a lot of pictures I did 2 pictures that day. Oh, this is a bunch of music and artists that I like. For anyone who can like pause the video and then go guess all of those people, I mean, except for the one that literally has the logo in person, you know who that is. This was around the time of my birthday. I got some Prismacolors. Oh, Gara looks so awesome in this. Like the shading in the back is literally one of my favorites. Hallelujah. 72-pack Prismacolors. Yes. Prismacolors. I did another one of the Prismacolors Naruto Sage Mode. It's not as good. Because the other one took me like an hour and that took me 5 minutes. That's a fail art. Realism art. If anyone can guess who this is, You're a legend. Prismacolor art again. I got a book for
It's
secret
emo dude.
Secret Santa we were doing. So I've been using some of that stuff back there. It's not as good. Once again, Patsy drawing. This was because I had insomnia last night on Christmas Eve. I got 3 hours of sleep, and drawing is how I killed my time. And then this is my first Copic drawing. Like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. Real Copic. And that's it. I'm going to review what I have now. I have a pack of 24, and I've got a pack of 24 Copics, the basic ones, like the 24 color basic Copic sketch. Faber-Castell 4 fine liners. This is an entire thing of shading pencils, which I haven't gotten around to learning how to use, but I have tried using them. They're by a real Land Nickel Essentials pack. 72 pack Prismacolor. Arteza 24 pack watercolor markers. Or watercolor brush pens.
Every sketchbook. 6
sketchbooks, all by different brands. And then I brought my one, and then I have a 6-pack skin tone Copic as well.
And these.
And the essential, a 0.7 millimeter Bic pencil. Seriously, they're like $1 at Dollar Tree. You can just go buy 24 of them. And that, my friends, is the year in review. A little bit of a success story, a little bit of a review. Every drawing that I've, well, not ever made, but that I'm willing to show. There's some that I will not show because they're just so ugly and embarrassing. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you all later, and bye.